The Zerithian armada materialized at the edge of Earth's solar system precisely at dawn. Greenwich Mean Time, 300 warships, each the size of a small moon, their hulls gleaming with the iridescent sheen of compressed dark matter. It was, by any galactic standard, an overwhelming show of force. Commander Vexither stood on the bridge of the flagship Eternal Dominion, his four eyes surveying the blue-green planet with calculated disinterest. In his 3,000 years of service, he had delivered ultimatums to 473 worlds. Not one had refused. Broadcast the demand, he ordered, his translator rendering his clicks and whistles into the barbaric languages of Earth. Across every screen, every device, every frequency on the planet, the message appeared: primitive species of Sal-3, you stand before the Zerithian Imperium. You have 24 hours to surrender unconditionally. Resist, and you will be exterminated. Comply, and you will serve. Then they waited. What happened next would perplex xenoanthropologists for generations. Freya Martinez, a marine biologist in San Diego, was feeding her octopus Gerald when the broadcast interrupted her podcast. She watched the holographic projection of Commander Vexither with mild interest, noted the dramatic lighting and the ominous background score, and then snorted coffee through her nose. Oh my God, she wheezed, wiping her face. They went full Independence Day. She screenshot the alien commander's face and sent it to her brother Freddie with the caption, "New sleep paralysis demon just dropped. Freddie Martinez, currently in Tokyo for a robotics conference, responded instantly with a crying laughing emoji and a video of himself showing the broadcast to a group of Japanese engineers. Their reactions ranged from amused confusion to outright giggling. Within 18 minutes of the broadcast, #Zerithianroast was trending worldwide. The memes started immediately. Someone had already photoshopped Commander Vexither's face onto the "This is fine" dog. Another edit showed him trying to reach Earth's manager. A particularly viral TikTok set the ultimatum to the Benny Hill theme, sir. Vexither's second officer reported nervously. The humans are responding. Excellent. Vexither settled into his command throne. Display their surrender terms. What appeared on screen was not a government transmission. It was a teenager in Ohio who'd made a 30-second video of himself saying "no law" before doing a backflip into a pool. It had 6 million views in 20 minutes. Vexither's translator struggled with "law. This is clearly a malfunction," he declared. "Find their planetary government. Someone must be taking this seriously." They were. Just not in the way Vexither expected. At the United Nations emergency session, the Secretary General had to call for orders 6 times before the delegates stopped laughing long enough to begin. "Gentlemen, ladies, representatives," she said, fighting her own smile. "While we appreciate the entertainment value of this situation, we should probably formulate an actual response." The Russian ambassador raised his hand. "I propose we reply with clip of Monty Python. The one with the killer rabbit, yes?" The chamber erupted again. Eventually, they composed themselves enough to draft a formal response, though it took 3 hours because someone kept suggesting adding you up. To the end of it, Freya watched the live stream from her lab. Gerald the octopus curled on her shoulder like a judgmental scarf. "You know what the wild part is?" she said to her assistant Marcus. "They really thought this would work. Like, they studied us enough to find our planet, develop translation protocols, but never bothered to learn that humans don't really do well with threats." Marcus nodded, scrolling through his phone. "There's a betting pool on Reddit about how we're going to respond. Rickroll them is currently leading. God, I hope we rickroll them," Freya muttered. Freddie, meanwhile, had gotten into a lengthy text exchange with Freya about the theoretical engineering behind the Zerithian ships. "Freddie, those dark matter hulls are actually fascinating. The energy requirements alone would be Freya. Focus, are they a threat or not?" Freddie, "Oh, absolutely a threat. They could glassify every continent in like 6 minutes. Freya, Freddie, but they're idiots who announced themselves and gave us 24 hours. Freya, I love humanity so much sometimes." 18 hours after the initial broadcast, the Zerithian Armada received Earth's official response. Commander Vexither prepared himself for the inevitable capitulation, perhaps with some minor negotiation about tribute schedules. The message was a single video file. It opened with the Secretary General at her desk, hands folded professionally. To the Zerithian Imperium, we have received your ultimatum, and given it the consideration it deserves. Behind her, the flags of Earth's nations hung solemnly. Vexithor allowed himself a satisfied rumble. Finally, these primitives understood their position. After extensive deliberation, the Secretary General continued, her expression grave. The nations of Earth have prepared our response. The feed cut. Then, from every ship's speaker system simultaneously, Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up began to play. The video resumed, showing people from every continent dancing, laughing, and holding signs that read various iterations of "Try Us" and "Earth sends its regards." The final shot was of a young girl, couldn't have been more than 6 years old, staring directly at the camera with her hands on her hips. "You're not my dad," she declared, before the feed went dark. Commander Vexithor sat in stunned silence. "Sir?" His tactical officer ventured. What are your orders?" For the first time in 3,000 years of conquest, Vexithor experienced something his species had no word for. It took him a moment to identify it through the translator's database. Doubt. "They're laughing at us," he said quietly. "Yes, sir, they should be terrified. One would think." "Sir," Vexithor pulled up the intelligence reports on human history. Wars that should have ended in weeks dragging on for years through sheer spite. Species-ending scenarios turned into opportunities for innovation. A psychological profile that suggested humans bonded more strongly under external threat. "Sir," his science officer spoke up, "I'm reading massive energy buildups across their planet. They're not surrendering. They're preparing. Down on Earth, Freya received a message from Freddy. Freddy, hey, remember those theoretical defense satellites I said were impossible to build?" Freya, "Yeah." Freddy, "Turns out 18 hours is enough time if you're properly motivated. We've got 17 countries pooling resources. It's beautiful." Freya, "Humans are terrifying when we're unified." Freya, "Did we just speedrun planetary cooperation?" Freddy, "Because of alien threats." "Yeah, because of climate change, poverty, or disease. Apparently not urgent enough. We're the worst." Freya, "We're the best worst, though. At R23. Commander Vexithor did something unprecedented. He opened a direct communication channel to Earth. A young man appeared on screen, Freddy Martinez. As it happened, who'd been selected by lottery to represent Earth's scientific community. "Yeah." "Hi," Freddy said casually, eating what appeared to be a sandwich. "What's up?" "You understand," Vexithor began carefully, "that we possess the capability to destroy your world?" "Oh, totally," Freddy nodded. "We get that. We're not stupid. Then why are you not afraid?" Freddy considered this, took another bite of his sandwich. "Because fear and survival aren't the same thing. You can scare us, great, good job. Very intimidating ships, by the way, but that doesn't mean we'll just roll over. That's not how we're wired. Your species is irrational." "Yeah, probably," Freddy shrugged. "But here's the thing about irrational species, we're unpredictable. And expensive. You might beat us, sure, but you'll lose enough that it won't be worth it. And humans? We hold grudges. We'll remember. Somewhere, somehow, we'll come back." Vexithor studied the young human. Behind him, through the window, the blue planet turned serenely, unaware of its danger, or perhaps simply unconcerned. "You spent 18 hours laughing," Vexithor said. "Yeah," Freddy grinned. "The other 6 we spent getting ready to make you regret this." "Your move, Commander." The transmission ended. Commander Vexithor looked at his armada, his crew, the planet below. Then he did something else unprecedented in Zerithian military history. He ordered a retreat, because some victories, he'd learned, cost more than defeat. Epilogue. Freya met Freddy for drinks in Mexico City 3 weeks later, after he'd been released from the post-crisis debriefings. "Did we really just laugh an alien invasion away?" she asked. "Not entirely," Freddy said. "We also threatened to make it really annoying for them, the most human response possible." "Hey." Freya, "Yeah, next time aliens show up, maybe we lead with the unity and cooperation thing instead of the memes." Freya raised her glass. "Where's the fun in that?" They clinked glasses under Earth's sky, on a planet that remained defiantly, chaotically, triumphantly human.